So let's discuss Waterfall, Agile, and Scrum. Hi there. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, it's so lovely to have you. Today, I'm going to be discussing Waterfall, Agile, and Scrum. These are software development processes or, frameworks used in software development. In case you're wondering, why should I listen to this babe? What does she have to say that 1,000 people haven't said already? Well, I am a certified Scrum product owner, and I am going to not just be giving you the fluff or the everyday detail about Scrum, but I'm also going to be sharing things that I wish someone had told me about Scrum as it relates to different companies. So, in this series, I'm going to be talking about the different Scrum ceremonies, and I'm going to be sharing details about how different incidences happen in different companies that I have been at and how we handle this problems as regards Scrum. So, first of all, what is Waterfall? Waterfall is a methodology for software development life cycle where you literally have to go through an entire phase before you move on to the next phase. So, if you have watched my previous video, I talk about software development life cycle where we have requirement gathering and then we move on to design, development, testing, launch, and then, going back that cycle again. However, in agile practices, we have more iterative processes where we don't really waste time. A step is not totally dependent on another step. We are more adaptable, so we can make changes without waiting. Like, if you make a mistake, you don't have to like go through with that mistake. You can, make changes as soon as they happen. Now, the fact that there is Scrum doesn't mean that the waterfall model is still not in existence. There are companies who still use the waterfall model, and probably this works best for them. But most software companies in the bid to launch fast, ship fast, make mistakes fast, they want to use Scrum. And I personally love Scrum processes. So now Agile was built. To kind of like curb these problems that came up with waterfall, where we don't necessarily have to, wait a long time before making changes. We're more iterative and all that jazz. There are different frameworks for agile. When people hear agile methodology, the first thing they think about is Scrum, but there are also different methodologies. For example, we have the Kanban. The Kanban, you make use of your Kanban board, and we usually have three boards: to do, in progress, and done. Right. So to do contains a list of tasks that people are to work on. You assign tasks to these people, and then when they pick up the task, it is moved to in progress. So every single thing that you need to do to make that ticket in progress is done. And then when it is done, like when it's marked as done, you know that that task is complete. So that's what we have in the Kanban model. However, I think these days people kind of like modify their Kanban boards where they have different columns, but it's pretty much just the same thing. Work to be done, work that's in progress, work that is done. Whatever columns that we have in between, probably just kind of like specifying what exactly is in progress. So that's it for Kanban. We have XP, also known as extreme programming. We have Lean. I don't really want to talk much about them because I don't have experience about extreme programming and Lean, but I'm going to link um articles in the comment section that talk about these things just in case you want to learn more about them. However, my focus is Scrum. So Scrum takes place in little bits called sprints. Sprints can be 1 week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks, depending on your company. Scrum has values and principles, and if you want to read about them, I can also link them in my description box. I don't know why I keep saying comment section, but I think I'm still used to Instagram or something. I need to get used to YouTube, guys. Get me used to YouTube. But then, yeah, I'm going to link all these things in the description just in case you need more information. These videos that I'm making, this series that I'm making, are basically for me to share my experiences and let you know that um things happen when it comes to Scrum, right? I think that was a rhyme right there. Things happen when it comes to Scrum, right? And the fact that you do Scrum one way in company A doesn't mean that it's going to be the same way in company B. You have to adapt based on your team's preferences, how your team structure is. Like, it's literally an agile thing where you adapt. And another thing about Scrum is that Scrum is actually very easy to learn, but the implementation is where we have the problem, right? It's something that you can easily read on paper, but when it comes to the actual implementation, it can get difficult. And so that is why I want to share my personal stories, just so that in case you're facing a similar issue at work, you are able to face it, or just so that you know that whatever particular issue it is that you're facing, you can work with your team, work with your Scrum Master, your product owner, whoever it is watching this video that belongs to a Scrum team, you can work with each other to make sure that there is a nice process or there's a nice way which you guys can all enjoy Scrum together, right? It's a teamwork. It doesn't have to be the product owner or the Scrum Master that is, dictating what the team should do, right? It's basically teamwork, team effort. So this is just an introductory video. In my next video, as part of this series, I'm going to be talking about sprint planning, and then I'll talk about daily stand-ups, backlog refinements, sprint reviews, sprint retro, and all of that. And I hope that these videos help someone. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.